Hello, this is Lolly, and I'm back with another video in my series of Fairy Traveler's Notebook tutorials. And this one, I have made a shaker because, you know, I love shakers. And I couldn't help but have to make one for my Traveler's Notebook. So this was, I'll show you the shaker, and then if you'd like to see the tutorial, stick around. So this is a fairy wand with a lot of sprinkles in there. And then this is like a dashboard. There's a pocket here, and another tuck pocket here, and then on the back you can do whatever you want. This is like a dashboard. I chose to affix one of the pockets from the paper collection in here, and you know those flat pens that we made? Oh, here's one right here. Well, they fit in there as well, so just another option. So what I did to make this was I used a clear checkbook cover. Now you can get these on Amazon. I will give you the link below to where I got them. They come in bulk. So if you'd like to see how I did this, stay tuned and we will get started making one now. The first thing that I did was I prepped this die, which is called Fairy Wand, and it is by Tonic Studios. I'll give you the link where I got this, and it's really cute as it is, like this, but I like the idea of having the wand separate color from all the like magic that's coming off of it. So what I did was I cut out two, one in silver for this one, now I'm using gold, and then one in white for all the magic. So what I'm going to do is cut away everything that isn't the wand here. There, so that's the little wand, and then I'm just going to glue it over here, and then I'm going to glitter all this white part here. There's that. I just think it looks so much better as two-tone like that. So then I just grabbed my Mono Aqua by Tombow. Let me get this out of the way, and I got my ultra fine glitter. So now it's all magical and glittery. Now, while that's drying, and it does need to dry, and I'm going to save the star center right there. So while this is drying, let's move that aside and talk about the actual checkbook cover here. So what I did, there's two sides to the checkbook cover. This side is a pocket, and it has this huge flap on it and this little strip here. So on that side, what I want to do is measure a 6-inch by 3-inch piece of cardstock, and I think this time I'm going to use this. I always want something that's got a solid background so that the shaker side will show through. So let me cut this, again, 6 by 3. And I'm going to use the 1/4-inch rounder on this. Now I want to insert this in the pocket, and I want to adhere it to this little strip right here, like that, so it's still a pocket here, but also so that this can still be released. So that's a little tricky. So what I'm using is this double-sided tape, which is probably what, the 1/4-inch? Yes. Okay, make sure I'm upright here on my paper, and I want to do this corner or this side right here. Okay, now I'm actually going to put this in, and I'm going to line up my cardstock with that little flap edge right there perfectly. And what I want to make sure I don't do is stretch this little plastic strip that's on the checkbook cover at all. I want them to be perfectly lined up because they're both 1/4 inch. Once I get that perfectly lined up, I'm going to clip that. Then all I need to do is remove my tape carefully. I'm going to kind of lift that little flap on the checkbook cover without distorting it at all, if I can help it. Let's go on this end, because this end I didn't get the tape all the way to the end. Okay, there we go. Pull it out and just let that strip from the checkbook cover gently go back into place. There we go. So we have that as a pocket now, and this pocket is still working. Now you can leave it as a flap, as a tuck spot, but I preferred to cover up this bottom strip here so that it just becomes a pocket like this. So what I'm going to do is look for something that I want from the collection that I want to glue over that. And now I have that little pocket right there. If this wasn't strong enough, I would use, this kind of tape as well to get that down. So now we have a pocket here and a pocket here. We have a dashboard here. So when I think of a dashboard in my planner, I think of something that I can use to put like sticky notes on, something removable. Okay, now this one is going to be our shaker. And we have this little flap to do with, because obviously we don't want sequins falling through. So for this one, I cut out the cardstock at 6 by, I think, 2.5. Yes, because I had to leave myself room to seal the shaker shut. And instead of putting it inside, I'm going to stick it to the outside so that when I do, I'm actually sealing this shut here, this little flap there. So again, I need to trim my corners off. Okay, now when this goes down, I need to make sure that I have good solid tape right over that flap there. So that's this side of the paper. So this is the side I need to make sure I really get covered up well. And so I'm going to use this because it's nice and solid. This is why I normally end up just tearing the tape with my fingers, because I don't like having to look for another tool that's lying around on my table. Okay. Now we need is to get this part sticky too, and we could use this if I gave myself enough room. Not quite enough room, so let's use the quarter again and go right up to the end here. Any tape sticking out, we're going to fold that under. And now, want to lay this on here so that we get right up against that edge and that crack there. Again, the main purpose of this one is just to make sure that that crack is sealed on that flap. So now that when we put our shaker elements in here, they're not going to fall out of a hole in there. Okay, this is well and dried, and I have my fuse tool plugged in, and I want to show you how I store that. I got this metal pencil cup from Dollar Store, so I have it in there knowing it's not going to heat anything up dangerously. So again, this is the pocket that we have for our shaker. I'm going to put my fairy wand in there and start adding some shaker material. Now I have this that I got from, this is Buttons Galore, and I got this from scrapbook.com. They have a lot of cute things in here, but I also noticed that they have buttons in there too, and it's not going to work for what I need because I want this to be relatively flat, and I forgot to do this, which is to kind of rub the inside of this with some anti-static to see if that maybe helps a little bit. I found that sometimes it helps to use tweezers to put this in here, to just grab chunks like that, because that way it's not sticking to my fingers. Now this this collection is unicorn, oops, and it just flipped all over the place. Another thing I like is I got these from AliExpress, and they're like, oh, little tiny lifesavers, sequins almost. So let's see if I can prop this up here without making a big mess. Oh, I also want to put the star in here too. This is the star that I punched out. Okay, and I want to make sure that everything is pushed inside there and I don't have anything little pieces sealing up the area that I want to go over with the fuse tool. And I need a metal ruler, and I want something else under here, like maybe this piece of cardboard, because you know you can melt your craft mat by using this. Okay, and I know you can't see it well, and you do see a lot of glare here, so let's see if I can cover up this glare for you with this. There. Now, I need to seal this between the cardstock and the end of my pocket here. So I'm going to lay this on there really close. I'm probably about a 1/16 of an inch away. I'm going to push down the ruler to hold that pocket shut, and I am going to apply pressure, and I'm going to work from the center outward. And then I'm going to come here and do the same thing. Now I notice that if I turn this over, I can feel what areas need to go, because I could feel the jaggedness of the adhesion right there, and I could see what parts are missing a little bit where it didn't quite connect all the way through. Now, if you have a fuse tool, oh, and remember to unplug that. If you have a fuse tool and you've been afraid to use it or you've been having problems, I'll give you the link below to my fuse tool video. And one of the things that is very helpful with this is to make sure you're using really good plastic, and that's what I was encouraged about with these checkbook covers, is that this is nice thick plastic. So here we have my shaker, and we still have a dashboard here that we can use. We have this pocket here, we have this flap, and we have another dashboard right there. Like to give us a little bit of a crease. Now, this could be used by itself around an elastic. It could be put inside of an insert. It could be put around an insert. On my other one, I glued a pocket on here that I made from the collection, so it's totally up to you how you want to use this. I'm going to leave this one pretty bare as it is right now. And let's see where we should put this one. Let's make a little room here. So maybe, I think inside this one would be good. There you go. Right there, shaker. And this is just a dashboard, but we've got two pockets, one here and one there, and then a dashboard here. So it's coming together. I'm loving it. Here is my other one that I did right there. I love the checkbook idea, and I'm just really thrilled with that. I got them because I just want to decorate checkbooks, but this is really coming along well, and I'm so happy to be making these. Thank you for watching, and let me any comments, and make sure that you look in the video description box to get the links on how to get checkbook covers and anything else that I promised you throughout this video.